Jesus freak here. So, about 5.5 years ago, March 22nd, 2020, I first started releasing my Sunday morning videos. And thinking about it, the fact that I'm still working on them now, it got me wondering what really makes me different other than what I call myself. From some rando who decides that the call of God is leading him to start a church and just independent of anyone else out there, just hangs a shingle out. Serious question. I mean, I don't call myself a pastor because I don't think this allows me to, but is there really all that much difference in some of what I do? It hasn't been as much of a thing lately because I'm not really a fan of redoing the same video over and over, and you only have so many topics to talk about. Like, apart from not having a pastor, the amount of times I go into detail in some older videos, back before I said, I've really talked everything I can talk about. Though every once in a while I still come up with some reason to wax theological. It's like, am I kidding myself or am I kidding everyone else? You know what I mean? Should I just say, Volcano Bible Ministries is. I mean, yeah, it's not a formal, it doesn't have any sort of legal status, doesn't have a pastor, doesn't have a location other than wherever I am. But it's got a regular community. I know there's people who are watching all the videos. It just seems a little weird to think that I'm LARPing as a pastor without intending to. You know what I mean? I mean, I've thought about calling myself that in the past. Like a non denominational pastor with no sort of connections to any other church, but I don't like the idea of saying I'm a pastor when there's no paper to back it up, and even if there were, it's kind of telling God that I know better who's suited to lead his flock than he is. But if I think about it, you ignore my retro freak stuff, you ignore my political stuff, you ignore my 411s. Is it really all that different? And I'm not saying it to, like, toot my horn or anything. I'm not saying, oh, I run a sort of virtual church that makes me any special. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Though I feel like, I'm a Methodist. In the past, we would often have a lot of churches that didn't have dedicated pastors, and you'd have a pastor who could only, come by a church maybe once a month or two. They called them circuit riders. It's a major part of my faith tradition. So, like, what'd they do when they didn't have a pastor around? Did they just not go to church on Sunday? See, when I started doing the videos, it was because there was a necessity. But when the necessity ceased to be, the demand was still there. So I filled it. But I've always felt awkward about it. Should I go ahead and try to say this is just like it's some sort of church with no pastor? Should I should I give it up or should I go full bore or should I just stay the way things are, kind of in the middle? Serious question. Jesus freak out.